Tony Alvarez. Today I'm going to do a political statement, and I'm going to address the immigrant situation. And it's a little different because I am an immigrant. Actually, I think I would be better qualified as a political refugee. I came from Cuba, and that's what they called us back then. But I wanted to address some of this stuff because, you know, with the Daca thing and all this that's been going on, I get so concerned sometimes because it seems like most Americans, you know, especially those of you that don't remember being immigrants because your parents were or your grandparents, you guys have grown up here. You know, we have very different views, and us that came, you know, as either political refugees, and we were very fortunate, Cubans were very fortunate to come here in that situation because it was very quick. The United States took us in immediately. It was a different time. And you know, it's very similar actually to what's going on now with all of these folks coming from the Middle East and Africa and every place else. You know, and Cubans we were 90 miles away from the United States. I think it was very fortunate for us at that time that we had a place like the United States to come to, because where would we have gone? Now, Cubans went all over the place, you know. I mean, we went wherever they would take us. But and because of that, I think the Cubans that came in that first wave, we're not talking about after that, because there's been a lot of Cubans that have come after that in different waves, you know, and in different situations, and I don't want to address that. But those of us that came during the Cuban Revolution in the 1960s, we have a tremendous deep love for this country and a deep respect for it, for the freedom that it gives us, and for those in the military that have fought and died to be able to secure that freedom for us. You know, we know what it is to lose that freedom. We know what it is to not be able to speak your mind without risking of getting shot. And by the way, on the internet, you have videos of all of the people that were shot in front of a firing squad by Castro just for being capitalist, for believing in freedom, for wanting the freedom to speak their mind. Boom, your brains are on the floor. So we know what that is. We know what it is to be shut down from being able to express yourselves. And you know, a lot of times the folks that are out there on the real liberal left, you know, they're out there with all these pink hats and every other thing. It seems so silly. But, you know, when this last year or so during the election and all that stuff, when a lot of us expressed our support for President Trump, I being one of his supporters, I adore the fact that he ran for president. To be very honest with you, not because I loved him before he ran for president, but because of what he exposed about our system, about the media and the Democrats, and look what's happening with the FBI, and I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Now, would that have all happened had Hillary or someone else been, or this Bernie, socialist Democrat? If he only knew what that sounds like to a Cuban like me, who knows what socialism really represents. I'd probably be arrested for the beating I would be giving him. Anyways, you know, this is a serious problem, this DACA thing. It's a really important part of something that's going on in the country. But here's what I think, and I'm just going to try to make this as brief as possible. Yes, we do have to do something. We can start by teaching people that come to this country that want to come here to try doing it legally. That's one. Two, if they happen to be here illegally, to be very respectful of the laws here and of the people that enforce them and of the American citizens that already live here, whose support they need, instead of being arrogant and disrespectful. and disruptive and destroying public property. Those things don't do anything for your cause. They don't do anything for you. They don't garner respect or support for what you're trying to do. Common sense sometimes just seems to elude some of these people. It doesn't exist in their mind. I think the prerequisite for becoming an American citizen should be a deep love of this country and what it offers. A deep respect for those of us that are already here. That any American citizen would drop his life to help someone else. We know this. Who do you think has fought all these wars everywhere, all over the world? The American blood has been shed on every continent to use these kind of things as political tools and anchors to say one party is superior to the other, or that one party cares more about life than the other is nonsense. We that vote, that live day to day, we don't live in Washington. We don't. Like politicians, we have to pay for our health care. Unlike politicians, we have to pay for our health care. Unlike politicians, we don't get to retire after 1 year of working and get a full pension. Unlike politicians, we actually have to believe in what we talk about to our children, to those we care about, to our friends. When we have opinions, when we speak our minds, we don't change them in the drop of a dime just because it suits us to do something else. I mean, I've seen politicians, they're Republicans 1 minute and they're Democrat the next, only because it suits them to change parties. Yes, we have to do something about this Daca situation. And yes, President Trump, you have to figure out a way to bring this together. But we're watching, and we're paying attention. And you know we're not stupid, as the media would have you believe. So, find a way to get this done, but do it in a way that does not reward those that would otherwise be completely disrespectful to our rule of law. Find a way to do this in a way that reminds people that America is great only because it respects its rule of law. And that's all I got to say about that.